time on Party's Over, let's talk about your hair. The right color and a great haircut can instantly refresh your look, boost your confidence, and take years off your face. And later, we're talking about dating after divorce. That's all ahead. Don't go anywhere. Externally, I wanted to look a certain way, but internally, I wasn't happy. I've had so many procedures, so many treatments, more than I can count. I started to really focus on doing things for my body that made me feel good. I decided to write my book to share this knowledge, and people have really resonated with it. And that night at 5 in the morning, there's a girl at the front door. I was able to figure out what a narcissist was because I was married to a narcissist.
There's some stuff in there I'm very surprised that you're talking about.
I can spot the red flags now from a mile away. I want the viewers of my show to walk away feeling great about themselves and feeling empowered. I'm going to incorporate my story as well in the show, but I also am very interested in learning about other people's stories.
I love your honesty and your genuineness. That's what makes you so authentic and real and why people want to talk to you.
Watch Party's Over. It's going to be fun, informative. We're going to have a great time. Party's over. Gray hair can make you look younger instantly. The right cut and color can brighten your face and soften your features. Stylist Erika is here to break down what works and why it matters. Hi, Erika.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
This is Erika Quince. She is the co-founder of House of Me.
Yes.
And
we've been working together for a long time, even before House of Me.
yes.
So, yeah, I think that great hair can really open up a lot of opportunities for you because when you show up with great hair, you're going to just stand taller, speak more clearly. And I think that, you know, the correct color and cut can definitely open up many doors. And if we're talking about just trying to stay youthful, the right cut and color, you can do all the best skincare products, but if your hair is off, it's definitely going to affect your whole look.
Or if you have a hairstyle, like when we were younger, there was a show called The Brady Bunch, and the housekeeper on the show, Alice, she was only 35 on the show, but she had a really short kind of army wife looking haircut back then.
Alice was only 35?
Yes.
And then she was 70.
No, and then fast forward, somebody recently did a before and after. They put Alice from the 70s with Alice with long, stylish hair, and she looked like her age, 35.
No, it's so true.
But I thought she was like 70 as well.
I thought she was 70.
No, she was only 35.
Yeah, the right hair color can definitely change your entire look. I actually saw a similar before and after of like the Golden Girls, and they all have this short, like
and they
curly
were
hair. Yeah, and then they did like, you know, long, smooth, either blonde, something to like brighten their face, and they look instantly 15 years younger. So I think it's really important that. Also, I find that a lot of people want to just follow trends and they'll come in and be like, oh, like Hailey Bieber got this short bob and she looks super chic. That's not going to always work for everyone just because it worked for them. You don't want to just go with every single trend because if it's not going to suit your bone structure or your skin color or whatever, it's just not going to help you out.
So what do you do if somebody comes in your chair and they're like, I want to do this, and you know it's going to be horrible?
I do my best to guide them into the right direction. Ultimately, sometimes even as a professional with like 15 years of experience, I have to suck it up and do things and let people learn their own way. And then sometimes you do it and they're like, I hate it. And you're like, I told you. So that's another one of my like key points is definitely finding a professional that you trust and listening to their professional opinion.
Is it true that like will sun damage brunette hair quickly?
So it can oxidize your hair.
Yes.
So if you're somebody who is like artificially coloring your hair, say you have grays, or even if you just like want to do highlights and tone it to a brown, the sun is going to kind of pull that color out and expose the underlying pigment underneath, which in brunette is always red. So that's why you'll see a lot of people who are brunette struggle with those red tones, and it's just the color fading and what's underneath there is red. So there's just really like no way to get rid of that other than just, you know, using color safe shampoos, going in for your glosses regularly, wearing a hat. Also, wetting your hair down before you go into the water is a nice trick So they always say you should shower before you get into the pool because your hair sucks everything up the first time it's submerged into the water.
I don't actually get my hair wet in the pool because it's really curly. How often do you recommend trimming?
I would say every 3 months.
Really?
It depends on the cut too. If you're like
I'm
rocking
every 6 weeks.
Okay. I mean, it depends on you.
I just don't like any
I think if you're trying to grow your hair every 3 months is like a good judgment. But if you're just wanting to maintain and keep it super healthy, every 6 weeks is good too.
Also, I straighten it. So that I think for me makes a big difference. Like if I were to have a wave, I think when you're artificially straightening your hair, I feel like the ends show more.
And you can see everything.
Yeah. You can see that.
And what about highlights? How often do you recommend?
So I think it also kind of depends on you. If you want that more lived in look, I have people who come in every, 6 months. I have people who come in every 4 months. I have people who come in every 3 months. And then I have my every 6 weekers who want that to the root, and they
4 weeks, girlfriend. 6 weeks on the trim, 4 on the cut.
But she can
I
help
get
with the roots. No, but with the roots she can gloss.
Yeah. If you're covering grays, I have some people who come in every 10 days.
Yeah, I mean, I'm covering gray. That's my issue.
But highlights, we are trying to have them kind of grow out a little bit more seamlessly rather than back in the day we'd have
or highlights for everyone.
I mean, I think they're not for everyone if you're not going to take care of your hair.
So I'm just asked. So I don't love myself in a highlight, and I was like, maybe I'm doing myself a disservice. Maybe I should get a highlight. But I like more of a monotone on myself.
Yeah, no,
I think it's my vibe.
Also, if you're artificially coloring your grays, your hair does kind of fade, and you get almost a little bit of a natural highlight throughout. Okay. I think if somebody has root to shoot one solid color can be a little bit harsh sometimes. Yeah. But even you you don't have any highlights, but you can see there's variation in the color because it just starts to fade a little bit. So I think this still looks soft, whereas if you were just monotone top to bottom, I think that could maybe be a little hard on
So this is actually a couple shades lighter than my natural hair color. I feel like the older I get, my natural hair color starts to look a little shoe polishy on me.
A little inky.
Oh, wow. So it is lighter.
So this is lighter than it used to be.
And which products do you like to preserve blonde? So if you have blonde highlights, do you recommend using some different products to help maintain?
So you definitely want something that's going to be hydrating, right? Because if you're blonde, you're bleaching your hair. There's really no way around it. And also, I think the toning shampoos and conditioners can be a great tool for you to use at home. The only thing with that is you want to be careful. You have this idea that the purple shampoo is going to make your hair brighter, right? Because that's what it tells you it will do. Yeah. But if you're overusing it, it's actually dulling out your hair and making it appear darker. It's losing that bright.
You should do probably once a week.
During my attempt of blonde, I went rogue and I bought the purple shampoo on my own without consulting a professional. It did not end well.
Did it turn kind of green?
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
There was
I've had people, they get obsessed with the purple shampoo and they come in and you can see streaks of purple in their hair, and I'm like, so how many times have you purple shampooed? And they're like, every time I shampoo. I'm like, oh my gosh. I can tell. Yeah. So it's not great. It ends up having the opposite effect and kind of dulling everything down and even kind of aging you when the hair looks super dull like that. It kind of brings everything down.
How often do you shampoo?
Every couple days. So we're trying to do every 3 days.
But I'm a once a week.
Yeah. No, I can't.
Unless I'm if it's summer and I play tennis outside or something, of course I'll wash it. But with low humidity, I like to stick to once a week.
Yes.
So how do you break up with your hairstylist? I feel there's so many people out there that have this issue, and it's how do they what do you do? Because there's people that have bad hair, and they probably know they have bad hair, but they're friends, or they're related. I even know people that are related to their hairstylist. What do you say?
Oh man. I have been broken up with one time, and
was it a conversation or did she joke?
She called me. Okay. I mean, I'm sure I've been broken up with before that I don't know about, but she actually called me and she was like, hey, my best friend, when I came to you, they had a falling out, and now they're on the mend, and that's her stylist, and she ended up going back. And I appreciated that phone call, but at the same time, I think it would have been fine to just go to whoever you want to go, because my day is gonna move on. We have so many other clients,
How do you deal with bounce arounders?
That's tricky. That's tricky.
Do you get a lot of those?
Well, here what I get is seasonal people. So
That's
a lot of the
different
times
though.
I'll
A
get
seasonal
people-
is different than
Yeah.
a bouncer under because they're like geographically somewhere else. Like they can't fly. to
they
you.
can't fly in.
But a bounce around. So one of my best friends used to touch hair, and we would have this conversation, and we think that it's a personality trait and a bad one. When you're a bounce arounder, it's telling about you as a person.
It's
when
either that, or I have found that I will get these like influencers who will DM me and be like, "Oh my gosh, I like love how you do hair. Everyone says you're amazing," and then they want me to do it for free. And I don't do things for free ever. So then I see that they're in someone else's chair because they agreed to do it for free.
Oh,
maybe
that's
a
a
couple
bounce
times,
rounder.
and then they'll go somewhere else because maybe that person's like, I can't do your hair all the time for free anymore. So then they'll go to someone else and be like, this is the best person and this is the best person, and it ends up actually like being, I know like all press is good press, but it's kind of bad when one person keeps saying that they're going to the best colorist in Miami and it's a new colorist every single time or a new stylist. So fortunately, I build a really good relationship with my clients, and I don't have a ton of bounce arounders that I deal with personally.
But you've had people in the
Thankfully.
past that stopped coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
that
that's
wasn't-
different than a bounce rounder. I
No.
feel like
But you're asking about breakups, which she probably
yeah.
has been broken up with. She just doesn't.
doesn't really.
I think
She didn't get the
Yeah.
full.
Yeah, I
But
think
then
I would
bounce
prefer
arounders.
not to get the call.
Yeah.
either.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause
right.
then you just forget. And then if it was someone like you that we have like such a good relationship, if I haven't
She
seen
would
you in a
notice.
while, I would probably text you and be like, hey, like
What's
how have you
going
been?
on?
What's going on? And then you could give me the opportunity. But I think that you could just try to like ghost them in a way. If they reach out, obviously answer, but I don't think you own anyone an explanation. Like we're doing a service for you. We're accepting payment for for it. And if you decide you don't want to see me anymore, that's your prerogative.
So my mom's a bounce arounder.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. And I feel like so bad, like no offense, mommy, but like I feel bad for anybody that does her hair.
Yeah.
Because she'll go and she'll like have her color done. And then like 8 weeks later, she'll text me and like want my guy to do it. And then he's like, well, what kind of color am I supposed to use on your mom? Because like, what's going on with her hair? I did it 3 months ago. And I'm like, listen, I'm really sorry. Like she's a bounce arounder.
Yeah, it's tricky. I do get people who kind of do that. They'll go other places and then they'll always come to me to fix it.
Yes.
And
and
they'll
that's
go.
what my mom is.
Yeah, they'll
that's
go.
so much
She's
work.
guilty of that.
It's so much work,
extra work.
and they have this idea that because you have fixed it once for them, you can do it every time. But all
but
of
you
the
don't
build up,
wanna do it
and
every
sometimes
time.
it's not possible to do it in one go. If they have 6 different bands in there, it might take 2 or 3 appointments to get it back. And if you don't wow them in the first one, they're kind of like,
That's it.
that's it.
Party's over.
Party's over. There you have it.
This has been great. Thank you so much for coming on the
Thank you
show.
so much for
And
having
how
me.
can the viewers reach you, or if they want to follow you on Instagram?
Yeah, you can follow me or House of Maine. So I'm Erika Quince Colors, and then it's House of Maine Co. You can always call the salon or DM the salon, DM me if you have any questions about your hair. We're happy to help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dating after divorce can feel intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Today, Masha Pinsky joins us to talk about how to date again with confidence, clear boundaries, and without repeating old patterns. Welcome, Masha. Thank you for joining us today. This is amazing, and we're so happy to have you here. Masha is a dating and relationship coach, and she's here to tell us about herself, how she got started, and what life is like being a dating and relationship coach.
Thank you so much for having me, Sandy. So I started actually so many years ago. I've been serial entrepreneur before, but I went into coaching arena because I finally found my purpose. And then I wanted to start to coach women on life purpose, how to find life purpose. And then a matchmaking company invited me to coach for them. And that's how I got into that space.
Oh, how
That is
interesting.
So after so many years, thousands of clients, men and women, I realized that actually the matchmaking doesn't work if you don't do work on yourself.
Yes.
And we were allowed to have only 3 sessions with the client. And I realized, all these people are repeating the patterns. We can introduce them to, 20, 30 women or other way around. And it's the same result. So I started on my own and just do the coaching.
So you've been doing the coaching for how many years?
I've been doing now for 7 years.
Oh, that's amazing. So do you find that if two people are married, they get divorced, and then the woman keeps finding extensions of her ex because she didn't do the work to heal?
Absolutely.
So she might find a broke version of him, an Indian version of him, or whatever, all these different versions.
A young version of him.
It's true. And, I think when a woman gets divorced, the whole process of, wrapping up that relationship emotionally in her mind has taken a long place. So usually they are kind of ready to go into the space and ready to start dating. But they never looked inwards and took responsibility for their part and took responsibility for their patterns, why they have chosen those partners. And that's what happens when the patterns keep repeating and you're dating the same guy with a different face.
That's exactly what happened to me. So I started doing the work with somebody that was a guest on the show a couple months ago. And she said, you've had every version of this guy. You had a Hamptons version, you had an elevator, because I got in an elevator, you had an elevator version, like all these different versions. But I wasn't doing the work and I wasn't healing the wounds that I had, and I was attracting the same type of person, and hopefully that's changing
I
now.
think that's easy to do, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think with anything, even if it's not dating, it's very easy to fall into old habits, and then with something like having to go back to dating after 20 years, I think you should give yourself some grace on that one.
I think so too. And, we've all been through that. When I got my first divorce, the same thing happened to me, and then I was realizing I am dating that version of my ex-husband over and over, or maybe a characteristics of him in different men. So I think we all do the same thing until we become self-aware.
So when you work with a client and you feel like she's healed her wounds and she's self-aware, what would be the next step? How does she integrate herself back into the dating world? Does she go on apps? Do you recommend a matchmaker?
So, after all the lessons that we do and we heal the attachment style, I like to teach women a little bit about how to present themselves on the market as high-value women. I teach them about how to communicate successfully with men, because there are certain tools to use in communication with men, what things to avoid, so a little bit more about how to be successful in dating, just the strategies. And then I help them craft a beautiful, and constructive profile for dating apps. And of course, there's a lot of matchmaking services that, I can recommend. There are luxury ones and a little bit less luxury ones, but we kind of do create a strategy on how to meet men organically, where to go, then dating apps, just to not put all the eggs in one basket.
Right. Yeah.
And to,
So speaking of apps, Sandra and I have an ongoing debate, and I want your opinion on this. So Sandra thinks that ChatGPT, or AI in general, is a great tool in dating, and you can send screenshots to ChatGPT and help you with your relationship.
Oh, wow.
I think that you should not do this, and you shouldn't rely on a robot. What are your thoughts?
I mean,
Loaded question.
It's so funny. So many. It does help in that moment.
Right? In that moment.
And in that moment.
And it understands human behavior.
It does. And it has enough information to give you something constructive.
I stand corrected.
But at the same time, because I'm sure you've both noticed, it kind of agrees with what AI predicts that's going to make you feel good.
Mine doesn't. She's always telling me,
She's
don't
trained-
send this.
Oh, mine's very agreeable.
Mine's
I'm
not.
married, but not for dating, but for other things. It tends to make me feel better about situations.
Keep that bestie alive.
I ask it how old I look sometimes. That's my guilty pleasure.
That's wonderful. But sometimes I see my clients come with that. No, I know it's in my intuition, and I put it in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT confirmed that too. And I'm like, yeah, but that's also your anxious attachment style screaming.
Right.
And ChatGPT is just like,
Doesn't want you to jump off of your balcony.
so, you have to.
No, mine doesn't agree. Mine's like, do not send them.
This is true. I mean, I witnessed it today.
So I think it's a good toolbox.
I have a good one.
If you instruct them.
She's a good one.
You trained yours well.
Yeah.
Mine needs some training.
I mean, it's difficult. It's like I was saying, it's like a jungle out there. So for my age group, I don't really know what people do. I mean, I'm lucky enough where I can meet people organically if I want, but without having to go on the apps. And I am with a matchmaker that I had signed up with during one of our separations, and then I paused the account because we ended up getting back together. And it's just like the people she sends. I went on 2 dates. I don't like anybody. I mean,
It's, I think what is going on in modern dating arena, let's say, it's allowing men to not take responsibility and to get away with it.
Yeah.
Because there's an abundance of choices, right? Especially on the apps.
Yes.
There's so many beautiful
The girls
women.
are getting younger and younger.
And hungrier and hungrier.
Yes.
It's
It's a whole other world
Yeah.
out there than I think it was 10, 15 years ago.
It's true. And if you think about it, so many years ago, like 20, 30 years ago, men were not getting away with like talking to 10 women, dating 10 women,
Yeah.
like texting and then disappearing and, ghosting and hot and cold. They were not getting away with. Now, this just all gets wrapped around.
So at what point do you think it's okay to tell a man your intentions? Like if Sandra meets somebody, right? Like she doesn't want to date casually. At what point can she tell somebody this without sounding crazy?
That's a good question. So I think first 3 dates are for assessment and observation. You are just observing.
And it takes 3
his
days.
behavior. Yeah.
So we've been on
Because
3 dates.
I hated my husband the first 2 dates.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And I keep telling her if there's one bad date, I'm like, give it a third chance. I love my husband more than anything in the world, but it took 3 dates for me to like him.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a good story. I always say give it 5 dates to see if you want to take it, further.
5. See? You need to give people more chances.
Yeah, because sometimes what I hear from women all the time, I don't feel the spark. I don't want to see him anymore. There's no spark. It's boring.
Or they could have nerves.
Or,
I mean, they really could. Like the guy could, just be nervous. Like you might be nervous, but he could be nervous too. And he just shows it in a different way.
It's true. And, maybe just dating few men at the same time, dating strictly, going for dinner, assessing, not going deeper or being intimate, but just assessing the situation. It's like they're auditioning for you. So when you give that energy, they are auditioning for me. The whole power is, in your hands, not in them deciding whether, you pass the test or not.
Oh, I love this. You flip it because I think so many times women are they just want to be with somebody, so they feel like they're trying out for the man, but flip the dynamic.
Like you're auditioning them.
Yes.
So see, 3
You're
dates.
interviewing
So
them.
3 dates. So I've been on 3 dates with someone, but over a long period of time because it's long distance. And 3 dates obviously isn't enough. Like
5. You need 2
you
more.
need 5.
Yeah.
You need to get.
And
2 more
every
in the
time you
calendar.
just see, what's working, what's not working for you. And it's just a slow process. And I think if you feel like there is some attraction and it's a slow burning flame and you're calm and you feel safe, that's a good sign.
No, it's a slow burn. Well, so
I
we've
love
been
a slow
talking
burn.
since October 24th, and then the past 5 weeks have been every day talking, like everyday communication, sometimes 13 hours a day. Like
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that it led up to that. I hate a love bomber.
Yeah.
this is the
Love
first person that hasn't
bombers
loved
are-
me. Everybody else has loved
I
me.
feel like love bombers, there's something about them. It's too much too soon.
Yeah.
Like, why are you behaving this way this early on? And how many other women are you behaving this way with so quickly?
Absolutely. And I think women are, starting to see through this because
Yeah.
it is a shortcut to, get intimacy and to get trust.
Yeah.
So let's just jump over the real connection and getting to know each other, and let's just fool this woman,
Yes.
in a way. And,
This
and
is so
But how
true.
often does that really work out?
Not very, right?
I mean, usually love bombers are the
Narcissists.
avoidance or
Or-
narcissists. Yeah.
Right.
Or extremely anxiously attached.
Yeah, which you don't want any of those.
No, we don't want any of those.
It just-
I don't want any of those.
No.
Because I've had those and it doesn't work.
No.
But I think they've learned to play the game because what makes women feel empowered is to be seen and cherished and understood, and they play on that card, and then it's an easy win for them.
I think it's also tough if you are, quote unquote, old fashioned and you do want marriage and you want these things, because there's so many younger women out there that are willing to settle for less than that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you look at these women, like who's the one that's married to the guy that was married to Mariah Carey and he has kids with all these different people?
Oh,
yeah.
Nick,
Nick Cannon.
Yeah, like it's like these girls that are with him, like they're okay with the guy having children with other people at the same time they're supposed to be together. It's like the bar has been set so low by these women that when somebody who just has normal values, that's considered traditional. It's crazy.
I think what has happened that now obviously it's so much more seen in social media and in media is, all these women are with, let's take this Nick Cannon guy, right? Because he's a public figure, he's wealthy, and, they are willing to compromise their standards and everything for that comfort of, enjoying his wealth, let's say. But, like women have always been, fertility and beauty objects for men, and men have always been our safety and success objects for us. So now this is like the contrast is so seen, but it's always been there.
That's so interesting. We're just
beauty for
seeing
money
it more.
exchange.
Yeah.
But now it's because when you see it everywhere,
It's just in your face.
it's
in your
just
face.
in your face. It's intense.
Wow.
Well, I'm excited for Sandra's journey. Do you have any tips for, newly single women out there? Like just like a quick, like one-liner on, what to look out for or what they can do?
I think, number one thing is just for everyone to start when they start dating after divorce, first pour into yourself. Love yourself, because I think the relationship you have with yourself will reflect every other relationship you have, romantic wise. And then heal your patterns and just live full, joyful life and with a lot of love. And then, meet people, go have fun. Don't put all the eggs in one basket. Have standards. Don't invest everything in potential and fantasy. And then, I think then the natural attraction, you'll naturally attract the right one. I actually teach women the attraction system, like almost like a law of attraction, how to attract your soulmate. And it's just a process of how to put all this together to attract the right person.
That's amazing.
It's
Thank you so much
incredible.
for joining us today. And how can
you.
our viewers reach you?
Well, I am Masha Pinsky official on Instagram, and they can always contact me through there, or mashapinsky.com. That's my
Your website. Okay, great. And we'll actually include that in the show notes.
Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
ladies. It was a pleasure.
And now it's our favorite part of the show, Spill It, where you ask us questions and my friend Veida and I give you our honest answer. Are you ready, Veida?
I can't wait.
My husband cheated with escorts. We went to therapy. He begged me to stay. Now he says it would only be fair if I sleep with someone else. Part of me wants to. Should I?
No, and you need to leave him. No, no. You do not sleep with someone else. And you don't forget the guy that cheated on you with an escort on every
Multiple
level.
escorts.
And then he's cool with you sleeping with somebody else. He does not love you if he's okay with you sleeping with somebody else. Point blank.
And I can promise you from experience that it will not stop. Once it starts and Pandora's box has been opened, it will never close.
This is just horrible on every level. Your marriage is over. Go file for divorce. Snip, snip, cut, done.
Find somebody that loves you and cares about you and doesn't want to cheat with escorts, because honestly, you're married to a very insecure man.
And somebody who doesn't want to allow you to sleep with somebody else? Ew. Horrible. It's over.
Thank you to Erika, Masha, and Veida for bringing honesty and perspective to this conversation. And thank you for being here with us. If this episode resonated, share it with someone who might need it. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay connected. I'm Sandra Silverman, and this is Party's Over.